yourself for us, bud?
I'm Bryan Balzano. I'm an IFBB professional bodybuilder. I am currently 33 years old, weighing 219 pounds this morning, and I'm a 212 bodybuilder.
And what was the last show you did, bud?
The last show I did was the Indy Pro in 2021,
Okay.
and the next show will be the Indy Pro again this year, May 14th, 6.5 weeks out.
Okay. And how did you do last year?
So last year was my pro debut, and I took 4th place out of a class of like 20, 25 people. So I'm pretty proud of what I did. But, you know, like all of our competitors, like I want to win. Like 4th to me is like, you know, I lost and I still want to get that 1st place. But I'm still very proud at the work I put in and the package I brought.
Yeah. And that was, you had turned pro very young, right? Can you go and tell people about that?
Yeah, so I turned pro at 25, which was 2014. So I moved to Columbus in 2011, and I had some surgeries to take care of. And then, like, I started getting back into lifting, and my first show was the Mike Francois Classic, May 10th, 2014, where I was kind of talked into doing it. I won novice, middleweight, and the overall. And then from there on, Justin was like, do you want to try to go pro now? Like, USA's is, I think it was about 9 weeks away. And then we did USA's, and I won middleweight and won my pro card July 26th of 2014.
And what did you weigh when you won your pro card?
I weighed 176 pounds on the dot, so I was at the very top of the middleweight class.
Okay, so you put on a lot of cycle years, huh?
So obviously with all my surgeries, like, I've been 200 plus pounds multiple times, and then like through shoulder surgery, nerve surgery, and my pilonidal cyst surgeries, I went from like 200 to like 150 like 4 times. But once we got back to it, yeah, my stage weight went from 176 to my pro debut at 197. So I put on 21 pounds of stage weight over the course of 7 years. But the first 5 years I was dealing with a bunch of injuries and stuff. So 2 hard years of work, and obviously of older age. I put on 20 pounds of muscle stage weight, so I'm pretty proud of that.
I was going to say, that's pretty good achievement.
Yeah, like, I look at it as I'm like, at 7 years, like, maybe I could have gotten more, but everyone's like, so when I got released from the hospital to finally go back to lifting after 4 surgeries on my butt to get that wound healed, I went from 150 to 230 in just under 12 months. So I gained 80 pounds in 12 months. So, you know, but most of it obviously is not really hard, dense muscle. So from 230 to 197 with stage weight. So, yeah, that was a lot of work.
Did you say leaner like this year as opposed to like last year, your pro debut?
So it's like, so from back in 2014, like, it was a similar package, but like, I feel like I probably could have put on more weight, but still like 80 pounds of muscle in 12 months either way, or just weight in general is, I mean, that's a feat in itself, yeah. Not too many people can actually do that.
How many weeks prep do you do, like, for this show? How many, did you start 20 weeks? Or
So, I'll start, so from the Francois, we did a 10-week prep. USA, since we were already kind of like, we were 9 weeks out, we hovered for like 4, and then like 5 weeks out, we kind of got back on it. This prep, or the last year's prep, we started at 14 weeks out, and this one we started at 12 weeks out. So I've never done anything, like 14 was long, and when we did 14 last year, at 3 weeks out, we were all, like, we were ready. So we started to carb up slowly 3 weeks out. So Justin has told me, he's like, honestly, he's like, you only need 10 weeks to go from off season to stage ready. I'm just like, most people, I'm the opposite. So most people have to, like, you know, they have to diet super hard, and they barely have to do much in off season. From like what, like all the podcasts I kind of watch, like the Real Bodybuilding podcast and everything, like everyone says like prepping was hard for them and off season was easy. To me, it's the other way around, dude. I like prep. I can walk to my car and my glutes get feathered. To me, gaining 1 pound of muscle in the off season is excessively hard. Like my body's like metabolism is too fast, and like I just like if I skip one meal, I'll lose 5 pounds. And so it's very frustrating when like I'm eating, like, because Justin told me, he's like, you're eating as much food about as a 265 pound bodybuilder. Like, you know, I have some clients that are 260 plus and you're eating more food than them, but yet I'm at the time only 222 pounds. You know, so it's like, so prep to me has always been the easiest part. like off season is the most miserable thing for me to try to do. So
It's just all that food you have to constantly.
it's just too much food. My stomach is so bloated because it can't process anything. And like he's like, you got to eat more food. Like we got to get bigger. I'm just like, where is this gonna go? So, I don't know, man. Like it's just like honestly, like I probably just have to guzzle a bottle of olive oil.
Yeah.
Because at this point, just drink straight fats to get more calories in.
Yeah.
But
And what about cardio and stuff? I mean, he probably doesn't have to push that ever because you.
no, so last year he kept it cardio at 20 minutes fasted in the morning 3 times a week, which it kept us leaner. We stayed very lean this off season, but currently, like right now, we're 6 weeks, 5 days out, and we're only doing 20 minutes fasted 5 times a week.
What were the like your body parts or muscle groups you were working on to try and bring up like the most, like in between the shows?
Yeah, so this summer the main goal was to bring up my hamstrings, because Justin talked to some of the judges and they said that like my conditioning in the hamstrings was fine, like they were fine with that, even though I didn't have like the deepest separation. They were like they could tell that it was hard, but they wanted more thickness in my hamstrings. So we were going to focus more on like stiff leg deads and RDLs and just kind of bring in more. But I was only doing 1 hamstring day last year, and this year I moved to 2. So I'm hoping that extra day of hamstrings a week kind of helped brought it up. But like my legs do look a lot better this year than last year. So obviously I'm just hoping like when I show up on stage and I'm stage ready that my hamstrings did get a lot thicker. So I just kind of like, that was the goal. And then also I just kind of wanted my back to be a little thicker. And I've gotten a bunch of messages because I just recently posted a back picture and everyone said like, I don't know what you did, but your back looks a lot thicker. And I focused more on rowing this year than doing lat pull downs. So I'm hoping that those improvements, because my back double biceps already my like go-to pose. That's my lights out pose because of my glutes. I'm hoping with the thicker back and some thicker hamstrings with my glutes that is like pretty much an unbeatable pose.
Yeah.
So.
Good deal. And then diet-wise, any really major changes this year compared to last year?
It's I would say like food choices are still the same, but we kept it so lean in the off season that like I mean we're 6 weeks, 5 days out, and like I honestly don't even think prep started. Like I'm not tired. This has really been like the easiest prep of my life. I'm actually getting kind of worried because I'm like I feel like I haven't done anything. But like like people say like my face is already sinking in. Like Justin loves what he sees, but like I just feel like I mean we're only doing 20 minutes of cardio 5 times a week, and he threw in and it's 6 weeks out. It's, 6.5 weeks out essentially, and he threw cardio when starting at 9 weeks out. So I'm just kind of like sitting back. I'm like I feel like I'm just kind of in a maintaining phase, not a prepping phase. Like, but I'm not complaining. But like you're kind of like used to like feeling like absolute shit when you're in prep, and I feel good. So that's what kind of like throws everything off. So like this year is a lot different than what my previous preps have been.
Awesome, man. People, friends, family, anyone you'd like to thank, bud?
Really, I don't really have anyone here. But the only people I really would like to thank is Justin Compton being my coach. Without him, none of this is possible. I want to thank Jonathan Weiss. He's done so much for me. He owns Full Throttle Fitness here. He's helped me pose. There's like a chicken shortage right now and stuff, and like I've gone to the grocery store sometimes and like there's like 3 and they're sold out. But he gets his chicken from a farm. He'll be like, hey man, like I got a box of chicken for you. So like he's honestly saved my prep multiple times. So like I can't thank John enough. Then Mark Knight, he's an IFBB Pro here. He's classic. He's always like, how like, you get like mentally in your head. He's always there. He's always picking me up, making me feel better. Like he's been like my best friend here, keeping me pushing, trying to keep me to go harder. So those 3 people, really are like my family here, and they have my back. Outside of that, I don't really have family here. I don't really have any friends here. It's just all straight gym buddies trying to push us.
Awesome, man.